Nope. Yep. If we can keep, if we can keep him out of that. Oh boy. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Folks, welcome back to the channel. Hey, we're giving it another shot out here today. So I was actually out here yesterday fishing the same location. I was out here a little bit earlier in the day, but man, that was pretty much a failed outing. I haven't had a chance to review the footage yet, so I don't know whether you'll be seeing that or not. If so, it'll be the prior video, but I caught one fish from the bank and had a second one that I lost at the side of the kayak. So just really didn't turn out the way that I had hoped and thought that it might. Being in spring, water temps have started to warm, ambient air temperatures have been awesome. Would think that I'd be getting on a decent bite out here, but it's just been a struggle to be able to find them. But it would make sense that I wouldn't be fishing the same location that I fished yesterday and had such a bad trip on, but the kayak's already down here. I didn't want to pack up all my stuff and move off to another location, so we're just giving it another shot out here today. I'm just going to fish as hard as I can. Got a few specific locations that I'm going to float down to or paddle up to and fish and see how that goes. And if it's a failure, then I'm going to get out of here and I'm actually going to go hit a bank spot or two and see if I can't make something happen that way. So one way or another, we're going to catch a fish out here today. I'm not getting skunked, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to get started. I'm right here on the first location where I'm going to drop a bait. So let's get a bait down. All you can do is wait and see what happens. Hopefully we get some fish to come along, take our baits. I'll be here to enjoy the ride. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching, but let's get to it. All right, everyone, that's the first bait going down. Just a piece of cut crappie. Caught those earlier this spring. Some videos on the channel of those outings if you want to check those out. Seemed to work pretty well. All we're doing is just spinning that bait right here on the side of the kayak. You can see how shallow we're fishing. We're only a few feet deep here. I get a spider off my arm. And we're just going to let that bait sit there for about 5 minutes or so. If we don't get bit in that amount of time, we're just going to move on. So see what happens, give it a little time. Hopefully something wants to play out here today, man. I hope it's a better trip than it was yesterday. I don't know if I can deal with two days like yesterday in a row. Something after it, but I think it's a turtle. So that's going to be a sign for us to get the heck out of here. Yeah, definitely a turtle. Moving on, man. Moving on. I get sick of them dang turtles. Came right for the surface. Hope this one's got the hook a little better than the one I ran into over. I fished the same spot yesterday and lost one at the side of the kayak. Oh my goodness. That's just uncalled for. Try to get that camera corrected on my chest, but hopefully we got a decent camera angle there. Kind of struggling the past few days with the filming and the fishing, but we're going to fight this fish over on this side of the kayak away from that stuff, and I think we've got a pretty good chance of getting this one landed, assuming he's got the bait. But that's exactly, or excuse me, assuming he's got the hook. Well, better than that fish yesterday, but that's exactly how it's supposed to work, guys. I mean, we're supposed to post up on these spots. I haven't been out here for long. Wow, he got airborne there. Haven't been out here for long yet today. And the second spot that I set up on had a bait down for less than a minute and he took it. So I mean, when these fish, you set up right on top of these locations, drop these baits under the kayak, if these fish are here, they're gonna hit. You're not gonna have to wait long. I tend not to catch, when I'm fishing this way, tend not to get more than one on a spot. So this is likely the only fish we're gonna get off of this spot. I will drop another bait after we get him landed just to see, but that's the way it's supposed to work. You get on top of a spot, there's a fish there, they take the bait right away, battle them for a while, get them in the kayak. And kind of what I'm doing here, I catch a lot of flack for sitting here with the fish at the side of the kayak and just talking. What I'm doing, I've got such a short line out. I'm only fishing with a few feet of line out. So what I'm doing right now, I'm not obviously reeling any line, but it's almost the way I'm fishing like I am working like a limb. Like if you're fishing limb lines, like that fish is still fighting. I just don't have 30 foot of line out to reel him in and let him fight along the way. So what I'm doing is just holding the rod and letting him fight himself. So that first few seconds is crucial to kind of pull him away from the snags and the tangles and stuff they get in. But once you got him free of that, I mean, this fish is still way too green to try to bring in the kayak. But there's just not any, I don't need to reel him in at this point. I'm just letting him kind of fight himself, and then I'll get him landed. So it's a really fun way to fish, a really fun way to catch these cats. When you only got just a few feet of line out, when they hit, every single one of them feels like a 50-pounder. I mean, they just feel huge when they hit with only a few feet of line out. And these channel cats are some of the more aggressive fish, freshwater fish, in my opinion, for you to be able to catch. So this one's still way too green to try to bring in the kayak. We'll give him a little bit of time here to wear himself out, and then I'll try to get him landed, and hopefully we can get him held up for a picture. All right, I got this fish in my hand. We're gonna try to bring him in. Whoa. Oh, as he makes one last tug. Oh, there he is. Oh. All right, I hope he got all his aggression out outside of the kayak, because I just don't need to be dealing with that in here. I'm sure he didn't, though. If we can pop a hook free. This one at least got the hook in the mouth. That one I lost yesterday, the hook had him right in the tooth patch, and they just don't penetrate that tooth patch very well. I work these pliers with my left hand. Okay, threw the bait off, it looks like, and nope, it's still on the line, so we're good there. Get the camera mount up, get him held up for a picture. Okay guys, I think I got that camera set up in a way that will work for us. There's our fish. First fish of the day. It's a really nice channel cat. We got a lot of channels in this really small, relatively shallow river that I'm fishing here today that are about that size, about cookie cutter size. I don't know what to tell you he weighs, but I don't know, 28-inch, 30-inch fish maybe. But regardless of size, like I said, when you got a short line, 3-4 foot of line out, and you're targeting fish like this directly under the kayak, they all feel just absolutely giant. They're just a total blast, a lot of fun to catch. That's why I keep coming back, doing it over and over again, is to keep catching fish like this on that short line. So we'll get them released, get them back in the water where he belongs. This one's starting to look a little marked up already, like they might be starting to spawn, maybe even early, which is gonna be a bummer, because when these fish go on the nest, then fishing gets real tough at that point. So we'll get them released, back in the water, go see if we can find another one. There he goes. He tries to take my thumb with him. All right, guys. Fish number one in the kayak. That's a way better start to the day than what we had yesterday. I hope it's a sign of things to come, but you never know. It could get rough from here. That may be the only fish we see all day. I sure hope it's not. Regardless, I'm gonna get another bait back out. You're not gonna catch anything else unless you got a bait in the water. So we're gonna get a bait in the water, try to catch us something else. Get a look at our bait here. Got the mouth on it tore up, but that bait, just generally speaking, should be in pretty good shape. Hadn't been out for very long, so we may go ahead and rehook it and just go through. Obviously, it's not going to be getting hooked through the mouth, but what I may do is just go ahead. It hadn't been out for longer than 5 minutes, so I'll just go ahead and hook it through the meat. Though I may see if I can hook it a little bit closer to the head. When these fish hit, they tend to hit from the top of the bait back, so we may go from there, but Should still, I mean, you can see it's still got a lot of blood, oils in the meat, so should give us an opportunity to get something caught. Reel this back up, get it set back under us. Like I said, I'm never overly optimistic that we're gonna have another fish hit on the same spot for whatever reason. You tend to have one, when you're catching fish that size, these bigger cats, you tend to have one on a spot. You tend not to catch many others, if any. So I always like to drop a bait back down and just see, because you never know, and I have on occasion caught another one, but I don't ever really expect to get another bite on the same location. We'll probably have to move, hit another spot, see if we can find another fish on another laydown or snag in the water somewhere, and try to keep them out of it and get them up in the kayak if possible. Oh, we might have one on finally. Man, it's just been impossible. It's been tough. It's been hard. A little bit weird. Not sure what the deal is. This one certainly is not going to be a large fish. He just got water all over me and probably the lens. He's not hooked too great either. It's just been tough. This is the first bite in probably hours. I mean, my spots that typically produce haven't been producing, and I mean, it's a new year. I might just have to figure new stuff out this year. I don't know. It's just been weird. The bite's not there like it's been in previous years, but we finally got a hold of another one. So feels good to at least get another bite. Not a real big one, but at this point, take whatever I can get. I could tell it was a little bit smaller fish. The way it hit, I thought it was probably another turtle. We're littered with turtles out here. They're a pain to deal with. But it ended up being a cat, just a smaller cat. Size doesn't matter to me right now. I just need fish. Finally, I found I'm just sitting on a little bit deeper pocket of water. This stretch of water here is extremely shallow. So I'm just looking for these areas where I've got some structure in the water. Water gets a little bit deeper. Might be deep enough to hold a fish. And we found one holding right here. And this one would be small enough I could just boat lift him. That'd be the easiest thing to do, but he's not hooked real great. And I want to make sure I get him landed, so and try to let him open his mouth up for me so I can grab him. Okay, here we go. I'm having a hard time keeping this camera in place for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that either. We got a lot of kinks still to work out this year. Let's see if we can get a hold of this guy though. He doesn't want to open up. He certainly doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Come on in here, buddy. Finally. First fish I've seen in a while. It feels good to get a hold of one again. Alright guys, finally we got a hold of another one. This one here is not near as big as the other one we got out here this morning. Not gonna quite live up to it, but man, it feels good to get a fish. I don't care what the size is, and you know, it's not a tiny fish. It's not a fish to balk about, but fun to catch regardless. Feels good to finally get another bite. This one's ready to get out of here, so we're gonna get her released. And she's out of here. That one threw our bait off, so we're gonna get another bait out of the cooler here real quick. Get this thing cut, and then hopefully we'll be we'll be in business. Maybe we'll be able to find another fish or two before we get out of here today. If I could get another 1 or 2 bites, that'd kind of salvage the trip for me. So we're gonna see if we can make it happen. Try to force it to happen, but sometimes fish just aren't cooperating. Nothing you can do about it. Toss that tail. Get a hold of my rig. I've talked about these rigs before, but if you're curious, I'm running 80-pound mainline braid. I got the drag on my reel locked tight. I get a lot of comments about that, how my drag's too tight, but I do that on purpose. I'm fishing right on top of these log piles and stuff like that, and you get a big fish to hit and they run straight for the structure. You want to have your drag locked down tight. You want to have heavy line. That's why I got that 80-pound mainline braid, and you want to be able to horse on those fish, pull on them, and do your best to keep them out of the structure. And so that's why I've got that set up the way I do. I've got a 3-ounce egg sinker down to a swivel, just a barrel swivel, about a foot long leader, 40-pound monofilament line, and down to an 8/0 circle hook. So that's the rig I'm running. I've been running it for a few years now. Works really well. And we're just gonna get this bait back out. We're like I've said, gonna sit on the same spot, just drop another bait on it. I don't expect that we'll catch another fish on this location. I think some of that is that when you get a bigger fish on a spot, they kind of tend to ride solo. I think that's part of it. And then I think another part of it is when I catch a fish on such a short line sitting right on top of the stuff that they're holding in, I think it just spooks whatever else may be down there as well, because I'm making a lot of ruckus and a lot of noise up here. And that fish is thrashing around, making a lot of racket down there underwater as well, so that's probably a part of it also. But we're going to sit here for a few minutes and just see if there's another one hanging here that wants to bite. Just keep floating downstream, keep looking for locations like this where we got some structure in the water, a little bit deeper water, fish them and see what happens. Does he have it? Oh, I think he got it there. That was a weird bite, man. Weird bite. Try and keep him out of that stuff. Oh, he's trying to get right up in it. Get him back over here. Weird bite. Oh, geez, he just got me sopping wet. Probably the camera as well. For whatever reason, I cannot keep this camera. Oh, shoot. Shoot. He's in that stuff. Gotta keep him out of that. Holy cow, that fish gave me a bath. My goodness. Man, that's a big channel. Oh, crap. Gotta keep him out of that stuff. That's another thing about fishing in such shallow water, is that when these fish do hit, a lot of times, a lot of the fight takes place on the surface like that. Though today, on a hot day like today, a little bit of water don't feel too bad. But I'm sure he got it all over that camera lens too. Try to fix that the best I can. That looks like a pretty solid fish. Man, he hit it weird though. He hit it, you could feel like a little, just a bump, and then he dropped it. And then he hit it again. It was kind of like he hit kind of like a small fish. The rod tip started doing like this little up and down before he finally took off with it. Usually with these big channel cats, they just run with it. You're 1 minute your rod's sitting here still, and then the next minute it's totally bent over. And that fish is making a run. They normally just hit it and run. So that was a weird bite for this big fish. Usually if they bite like that, it's usually a smaller fish or a turtle. That's a big channel cat, man. It's a nice sight to see. It has been a tough day of fishing out here today. I figured I'm getting close to the end of my trip, and I figured, man, if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna be here. We've got just a little bit deeper water, got the woody structure in the river, and then we've got a little bit of shade because the sun is just beating down on me and on the water, on these fish. We got just a little bit of shade here, and I was feeling good about this spot. Had a nice fish on it. I'm gonna let him kind of do his thing here, do some figure eights with him or whatever we need to do to get him wore out. He's certainly not ready to come in the kayak, so we'll give him just a minute here. Let him do his thing. Hopefully he's got the hook solid. I think he does. And we'll get him landed just as soon as we can. Okay, I got a hold of him. I give myself a little bit of slack in the line. Got the rod in the holder. Got the fish in my hand. Try to get the kayak paddle out of the way best I can. Get some of the stuff in the kayak moved. Okay, time to lift him in. Here we go. Oh man, that's a beast of a channel cat. Holy cow, that's a big channel. That's probably gonna be pushing our 10-pound mark here in this small water. I catch a lot of channel cats in this water, and they get to be pretty good size, but typically for me the goal is usually 10 pounds. If you can get a channel cat that hits 10 pounds, you've caught something. So I know they get bigger in other bodies of water, but for where I'm fishing, a 10-pound channel is that's a trophy catch. Okay, that's our cat. Possibly the last cat of the trip for us. Man, that's a good fish, a solid fish to end the trip on. Like I was saying, on this small water here, we got some good quality channel cats on this water for the size of the water, but I know they get bigger elsewhere. But for us, if we can push 10 pounds, that's a trophy catch. That's a trophy fish, and this fish is going to be every bit of 10 pounds, I would suspect. But a lot of fun to catch, especially fun to... Oh boy. I was saying especially fun to catch on that really short line suspended directly under the kayak. And with the attitude that these fish have, you saw right there, makes them a good time reeling them in on that short line. I actually do have a scale with me. I think I'm going to get a weight on this fish. Which I don't do often, but I think I'm going to do that on this one, and then we'll get him released. Give him a minute there, let him get gone on his own accord. I think he's about ready to go. And there he goes. Yeah, man. Oh, got the camera lens all dirty. Probably didn't see. I wonder how much of that you guys saw, but a lot of fun. Catch a fish like that on a short line like I'm fishing out here today. That one there rang in at a whopping 10 pounds 8 ounces, so that's a I mean, that's a really nice, that's a beast of a channel cat. Well, I'm about done out here, but I am just gonna fish my way back, so we'll spend a little bit more time out here. We'll get a look at that bait. Might just cut a new one, rebait, and that may be the last fish of the trip, but I'll check back in with you when I get out of here for good. In the meantime, just gonna drop a line, fish a little ways down the rest of the structure here, and then see if there might not be a couple other locations on the way back down to the launching point, back down to the pickup that might look good, that I might want to drop bait on. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Oh, yep, if we can keep him out of that. Oh boy. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Oh, he's in it. Oh, that fish is gonna be gone. Yep, that fish is gone. Gonna be gone for sure. Oh boy. Oh, that's no good. Oh, what do we do here? It ain't deep, but I'm not really in the mood for getting in. Oh, I don't know. The only thing we can do is just hope he swims back around it. It doesn't feel like that's going to be happening. Oh boy. Oh, that's the frustration of fishing this way. Never had a chance. Okay, come free. I don't know how it happened. Sometimes you just got to get lucky on them. And that is a perfect example of why my tackle is as heavy duty as what it is. Because that's my extra set of insurance. If I can't keep that fish when he hits from getting in that crap, well, then I've got tackle that I know at least has a chance to be able to hang on for me. So I'm still shocked that we got him out of that. I would have thought for sure that fish would have been gone. But we got him out, and that's another probably pushing 10-pound channel that we caught just a couple minutes after that last one. So now that's an example right there of why you drop another bait, even if you're not real confident that you're gonna get bit again. It can't hurt anything. It's always worthwhile to put another bait back down and just see if there's anything else hanging in the area. And guys, the area that I'm fishing, I mean, I'm not exaggerating at all. The hole that I'm sitting on is 2.5, maybe 3 foot deep, and just feet away on the other side of the river channel, we're talking literally inches of water. But it doesn't take much to hold these big channel cats, and that's another beast of a channel. I'm gonna give him just a minute longer, let him kind of wear himself out. He's still too green to bring in the kayak, but I'm gonna get my glove on and get ready to get him landed as soon as I get the first opportunity. There, we got a hand on him at least. Oh, about to lose him again though. These big cats are tough to get a hand on. I wonder what he did. I bet that leader, we're gonna have to replace that leader. I'm shocked that it didn't break on us, but that's why I've got that monofilament leader. Try to get this rod, get the rod in the rod holder there. I mean, that's the exact reason I've got that monofilament leader. Get him in the kayak here. Oh, if it'll let me. Oh, there we are. Another big channel cat in the kayak. That is exactly why I'm running this mono leader. That thing is abraded badly, but if we were running braid, that fish would have been long gone before we got an opportunity to get him out of there. That is why I've got the 80-pound mainline braid, but why I run it down to a 40-pound monofilament leader. This guy's got some gnarly stuff going on his lip. Pop that hook free. Look what he's got. See if I can get him in at an angle to be able to show you. And he keeps biting down on me such that it's making it kind of hard to. There we go. That'll give you an angle. Maybe if he's out of the shade. There's an angle for you, maybe. What's going on with his lip there, but got a scar. Well, another one to get the front camera mount out for. Oh. This big tough channel. Oh, look at that thing. Yeah, buddy. That is a nice channel cat. about textbook size to the other one we caught there. And just like that, just on this one spot, we doubled our catch for the day. So fishing like this, I never come out here and just tear them up. It might look that way. Actually, probably doesn't even look that way on the videos, honestly. I'm never posting a video where I'm catching 6 or 7 or 8 fish in a day. But the fish I do get are quality, like that fish right there. And so makes it worth it for me and just makes it a blast. I've been out here for hours now. Only caught 4 fish, but to get 2 back to back like that are just giant channel cats really for this water, like what these ones were. And to be able to land that one, I mean, that was a bit of excitement there to get him in that snag and be able to get him to work himself free. A little bit of luck, but just that's why I come out here. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. There's no way that I can explain it in words. You just got to get out and do it yourself, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But this is another one that get weighed real quick, just out of curiosity, and get him back in the water. All right, folks, one last look at him there. 11 pounds, 6 ounces. Really, really nice channel cat. Get him released. That's another one there. We're just gonna give him a minute, hold him here by the tail, let him swim off under his own power, and just make sure we want to release these big cats like that nice and healthy. Let them do their thing here in a month or two. Actually, maybe even just in a matter of weeks with the spawn. I think that one there is ready to go. We'll let him do it. There he goes. All right, man. I can't say it enough. Just a lot of fun. Well, I don't know if he gave us our bait back or not. I'm gonna grab it, drop another one here on the spot. You just never know. Get another bait down, see what happens. All right, guys, that is officially a wrap. I had a good day out here, but man, it was a grind. I put in a lot of time, a lot of hours. Eventually, we just got on spot there where a couple fish hit back to back that were really good quality fish, and kind of made the day. So it just goes to show, put in your time. Eventually, you will be rewarded, but I had a lot of fun out here today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.